Some people walk through life carrying something even they don't fully understand. It's as if there's a secret light inside them, a different direction, a silent strength that insists on guiding them even when everything around seems to go the opposite way. The chosen one isn't born knowing who they are. They discover it through signs, small, profound, spiritual ones, marks that only those with sensitivity can perceive. If you feel that you never quite fit in, that you see things others ignore, that you go through processes that seem more intense than normal, this is not a coincidence. There are signs that God releases upon those He sets apart. Signs that reveal your story has purpose, your pain has meaning, and your spirit was reached long before you even understood what that meant. Chosen people carry traits that cannot be fabricated. An intuition that warns, a heart that loves effortlessly, a faith that endures when everything around says to give up. God shapes His chosen ones in unique ways. Through dreams, betrayals, isolation, discernment, and even spiritual pressures that others could never fully comprehend. Those marked by heaven live different processes because they are being prepared for different missions. When you look back over your life, you notice patterns that can't be explained humanly. The way God delivered you, guided you, separated you from certain environments, lifted you after deep wounds. The 11 signs you'll see next are not theories, they're evidence. If your heart recognizes these marks, then you already know God has been choosing you far longer than you've realized. My name is George, and before we continue, I want to ask you something simple. If this message touches your spirit, follow the channel. Together, we'll go deeper into each step of the calling God has placed upon your life. Sign 1. Your spiritual intuition is awakened. When God chooses someone, He ignites within that person a sensitivity that cannot be learned or explained by logic alone. You perceive spiritual movements before they become evident. You feel discomforts that make no immediate sense but later realize they were warnings. You sense situations before any physical sign appears. Something inside you always alerts you when something is wrong or about to happen. This intuition is not coincidence, imagination, or paranoia. It is spiritual discernment, a perception trained by the Spirit Himself, which awakens in those whom God has marked for greater purposes. The chosen one sees beyond the natural, because their soul is connected to a deeper dimension of truth. You perceive energies, intentions, and atmospheres. This inner sense protects you, guides you, and reveals paths even before they appear. Many times you just knew you needed to distance yourself from certain people without any apparent reason. Other times, you felt such a strong uneasiness that something inside practically pushed you out of dangerous situations. And later, you discovered that the warning was deliverance. God speaks to His chosen ones this way, through internal signals that the world calls intuition, but which are, in truth, alerts from heaven. This sensitivity also allows you to understand things quickly, as if your mind were always 3 steps ahead. You notice glances, tones of voice, shifts in energy. Nothing escapes your spirit's attention. God activates this inner alarm so that you won't fall into traps, accept the wrong connections, or waste time on what was never meant for you. The chosen must see beyond the obvious. That's why God awakens this heightened perception. Whenever you try to ignore this intuition, you end up regretting it, because it never fails. Because it doesn't come from you, it comes from God. It's the Spirit guiding your spirit. It's heaven leading you before your eyes can understand. This is one of the strongest signs of someone chosen: to feel before others feel, to perceive before others perceive, to discern before others discern. Your intuition is the reflection of the spiritual mark God placed in you. Sign 2. You are frequently misunderstood by your own family. One of the most painful and clearest signs that someone is chosen is the lack of understanding within their own home. Spiritually marked individuals are rarely recognized by their family for who they truly are. You might be seen as different, strange, too sensitive, complicated, or even dramatic. Not because you are any of those things, but because your calling cannot be understood by ordinary logic. Great ones chosen in Scripture experience the same thing. Joseph was rejected by his brothers. David was overlooked by his father. Jesus was not recognized in Nazareth. Family often cannot see purpose because they're accustomed to your human appearance, but unable to perceive your spiritual dimension. When God marks someone, even those closest don't always understand what's being born there. Perhaps you grew up feeling that you never fully fit in, that your vision was bigger, your heart more sensitive, your purpose deeper. Maybe you've been judged for choices you've made, for paths you've followed, or for feelings you've expressed. That doesn't mean you failed. It means your spiritual journey surpasses the understanding of those around you. This misunderstanding also serves as divine protection. God distances you emotionally from those who might limit your purpose. He allows you to be underestimated so you won't depend on human validation. God builds His chosen ones in silence, not in approval. When your family doesn't understand your calling, it's because God is preparing you for something that wouldn't fit within their perspective. This sign hurts, but it's real. And if you experience this, it isn't rejection, it's confirmation. God has set you apart, and that separation begins at home. Sign 3. Your heart is naturally humble and kind. The chosen carry a purity that can't be fabricated, a goodness that arises naturally. You don't have to force humility, it simply overflows from your character. Your heart is teachable, calm, gentle, and moldable. And it's exactly this kind of heart that God uses. He doesn't choose the proud, He chooses those with a spirit of service, compassion, and simplicity. You are the type of person who thinks of others before yourself, who helps without expecting anything in return, who prefers peace over conflict. Your soul doesn't crave recognition, competition, or praise. You rejoice in simple things, value sincere gestures, and never rely on arrogance. This gentleness is not weakness. It's spiritual greatness. It's a mark of those whom God selects. Many may confuse your calm nature with naivety, but God sees the depth behind your softness. Hearts like yours carry immense spiritual power. They are people God can mold, direct, and use to heal, save, teach, counsel, transform environments, and lift others. He works through the humble because humility gives space for the supernatural to act. Your kind heart is proof that God has set you apart for something greater. He gave you the ability to feel empathy where others would be cold. He gave you compassion where others would show pride. He placed within you a peaceful spirit that doesn't easily corrupt. This isn't just part of your personality. It's evidence of God's presence formed within you. If you've always been this way, even when others tried to harden you, then this is one of the clearest signs. God chose you because He found in you a heart pure enough to carry purpose. Sign 4. Seasons of isolation appear in your journey. When God places His mark on someone, He leads that person through processes often misunderstood by those around them. One of the clearest signs of this is isolation. Not the kind born of sadness or abandonment, but isolation of purpose. There are phases in your life where God simply removes you from environments, people, and cycles that no longer belong to your spiritual development. You notice this when friendships fade for no apparent reason. Invitations stop coming, doors close quietly, and you feel as though everything in your life is withdrawing. At first, it seems like rejection, but spiritually, it's training. God separates to strengthen, empties to fill, silences to teach. He draws you away from the noise because he needs to speak to you privately. During those times, you may feel lonely, but you are never alone. The isolation of the chosen is the training room where God works on your inner areas, those that can't be shaped in the crowd. He corrects, strengthens, reveals, cleanses, and directs. He removes those who unbalance you, cuts off influences that would lead you astray, silences confusing voices, and leaves only what belongs to his plan. Many times you don't understand why certain people left, or why life changed so suddenly. But when God removes someone, it's because they can't go where you're headed. Not everyone is equipped to walk with you when purpose requires depth. God knows this, and acts before you even see the risk. This isolation also awakens an inner strength you never knew you had. It's during this time that you learn to trust God more than any human support. You learn to listen to your own soul. You learn to recognize the voice of the Spirit. You learn to rely on the light God placed within you. When the world's noise fades, your calling becomes clear. That's why seasons of separation aren't punishment. They're confirmation. If God has withdrawn you, it's because you're being prepared for something you couldn't receive among the crowd. Isolation is the sign that heaven is working behind the scenes of your destiny. Sign 5. You seek truth above all else. The chosen carry a natural aversion to superficiality. Your spirit can't tolerate lies, masks, gossip, or environments where falsehood reigns. You feel discomfort wherever truth is absent, disconnection where there is hypocrisy, unease where intentions are doubtful. This drive for authenticity did not appear by chance. It is a mark of divine selection. From an early age, you've been the kind of person who asks deeper questions, seeks meaning, and refuses shallow answers. You see value where there is essence, not appearance. The world tries to force you into the superficial, but your soul rejects it. God placed within you a spirit that longs for what is real, eternal, and sincere. This constant pursuit of truth makes you attract genuine people while repelling those who live in falsehood. Your presence exposes deception without you saying a word. Simply being who you are reveals hidden intentions. That's why some people feel drawn to you with complete trust, while others distance themselves without explanation. The truth within you illuminates, but it also exposes. This sign also explains why you can't betray your own values. Even when you try to go with the flow, something inside reminds you who you are. God molded your spirit with integrity, and that prevents you from remaining in environments that violate your inner truth. You feel immediate discomfort when doing something misaligned with what God planted inside you. And even when you go through seasons of doubt, your heart always finds its way back to what's right. Truth is your north, your compass, your safety. God chose you because He knows you will never compromise your essence. People like you are rare, precious, and necessary. And this constant desire for what is true is one of the strongest marks of those set apart for a greater purpose. Sign 6. Your dreams reveal messages and directions. Chosen people rarely have ordinary nights. God speaks to you while the world sleeps. Your dreams are not just random images. They are messages, warnings, confirmations, alerts, and revelations. You wake up with sensations you can't explain. Vivid memories, specific words, symbolic scenes that seem to carry a greater meaning. And over time, you realize those dreams come true. This kind of communication is a clear mark of someone chosen. God uses dreams to guide, protect, direct, and reveal paths your conscious mind hasn't yet grasped. Many times, you receive answers even before asking questions. You receive confirmations before making decisions. You receive warnings about people and situations before they occur in the physical world. You've already had dreams that only made sense months later, when reality aligned with what you saw while asleep. You've dreamed of people who needed prayer, of places you would visit, of situations that were about to happen. These dreams are not coincidences. They are spiritual tools given directly by God. There are also dreams that carry deep peace, as if God Himself were embracing you. Others bring warning, alerting you to something that needs attention. Still others offer clarity about things that were confusing during the day. Your dreams work as a spiritual compass, adjusting your path and confirming that you are not alone. This sensitivity during the night also shows that your spirit remains active even while you rest. God visits you in dreams because your heart is open and your soul responds. Those who are chosen always receive signs in the quiet hours, when the mind relaxes and the spirit has freedom to speak. If your dreams carry messages that time later confirms, then this is yet another clear sign. God has chosen you, and He even uses your rest to guide you. Sign 7. Deep inside you, there is always a certainty of victory. Even when everything seems to fall apart around you, there's something inside you that simply refuses to accept defeat. While others give up when faced with hardship, your spirit stays firm, as if a silent voice keeps whispering that your story isn't over. This inner strength doesn't come from human motivation. It's the Spirit of God sustaining you within. The certainty you carry isn't based on logic or appearances. It comes from a conviction God planted in you, long before you even understood what calling was. It's as if, even on your worst days, there's a light that continues to burn deep within your soul. It doesn't fade, it doesn't dim, it doesn't weaken. It just endures. The chosen one faces greater battles, precisely because they are destined for greater victories. And God allows you to go through what seems impossible to show that the power working in you doesn't come from yourself. It comes from Him. That's why people are often surprised that you're still standing. They don't understand how someone who has gone through so much can still believe, dream, move forward, and start again. This unexplainable certainty is a spiritual mark. It's the sign that God not only chose you, but also sustained you through every battle. When everything around you says, "It's over," something within you answers, "It will happen." When the world says, "Stop," something inside you says, "Keep going." And that silent faith is one of the greatest evidences of your calling. The chosen one knows their victory doesn't depend on circumstances, but on the purpose God has already decided for their life. That's why you don't crumble when everything seems against you. That's why you don't lose hope when the road gets hard. You don't see only with your eyes, you see with your spirit. And that spiritual vision is the definitive proof that God has marked you. Sign 8. Betrayal is part of your process. One of the most painful signs of the chosen is betrayal. People you never imagined could hurt you ended up wounding you. Friends left without explanation. Family turned against you. Trust was suddenly broken. These ruptures didn't happen to destroy you, but to reposition you where God needed you to be. Betrayal is a turning point in the life of the chosen. God allows masks to fall, so you won't bring the wrong people into the next phase. He removes those who lack the strength to walk with you, those who couldn't handle your growth, those who don't belong in the destiny He has prepared. Though it hurts, this separation is protection. When someone deeply disappoints you, it's not only pain speaking, it's direction. God uses betrayal to teach you discernment, emotional strength, and spiritual dependence. He shows you that not everyone who smiles beside you is ready to carry your purpose. Above all, He shows that you can't rely on people to sustain what He is building. Every betrayal you've lived through opened a new chapter in your journey. After each break, something changed, something matured, something grew stronger. And even though you suffered, today you can look back and see that without those separations, you would still be stuck in places that no longer matched your spirit. Betrayal wasn't failure. It was redirection. It was God taking you out of where you were and placing you exactly where you should be. And if this has happened repeatedly in your life, understand, it's because the mark of the chosen travels with you. Just like Joseph, David, and many others sent by God, betrayal became part of the process that revealed who you truly are. Sign 9. You don't feel envy toward anyone. While many are unsettled by others' success, you feel genuine joy when you see people thriving. It doesn't matter who they are or what they've achieved, your heart celebrates. This inability to feel envy is rare. It's a mark of spiritual greatness, a trait found only in people who are chosen and secure in their own purpose. You understand that every person has their own time, journey, and calling. That's why when someone achieves something, you don't compare, compete, or question. You rejoice in their victory because you know your moment will also come. And this attitude reveals spiritual maturity, inner strength, and trust in God. Envy finds no room in the heart of someone who knows their story is in the Creator's hands. You don't feel threatened by anyone's happiness, because you know the purpose God has for you is unique. That security keeps your soul light, free from competition, rivalry, or comparison. Moreover, chosen people carry purity of intention. You cheer for the growth of those around you, you encourage their progress, and you feel fulfilled seeing others succeed. That's because your spirit was designed to love, not to compete, to build, not to fight for space. And this very trait attracts even more of God's presence over you. He entrusts great things to those with clean hearts. He promotes those who don't compare. He honors those who celebrate. Not feeling envy is a strong sign of spiritual maturity and alignment with divine purpose. If your heart remains pure, even when others advance before you, then this is one of the clearest signs. God chose you because He found in you a spirit that cannot be corrupted. Sign 10. You have been through deep pain that made you more sensitive. Chosen people are never formed in easy places. The spiritual sensitivity you carry today was born from places of pain few could understand. There were moments you felt broken, alone, vulnerable, and drained of strength. But everything that seemed like destruction was actually shaping your spirit for something far greater than you imagined. Each wound opened space for compassion. Each loss taught you to see the value within the human soul. Each humiliation awakened empathy. Each tear sharpened your ability to understand others' suffering. What others cannot sense, you perceive instantly, because you've walked through the same valleys they now face. That gives you a rare and profoundly spiritual sensitivity. The pain you've endured was not punishment. It was preparation. It was God training you in silence, building maturity, refining your soul, shaping your character, and developing the emotional strength to sustain the chosen one. Your own scars became bridges to reach people no one else could help. The weight that once tried to crush you now lifts you up to help others stand. That's why you find it easy to read signs, sense emotions, and pick up on what many ignore. Your spirit has become fine-tuned. Your spiritual vision has expanded. And all of it was born from the battles you fought alone. You didn't merely survive, you were molded. And that is one of the strongest signs that God has chosen you. He turned your pain into purpose. Sign 11. You face persecution for no apparent reason. One of the most striking signs of the chosen is being targeted by attacks you didn't cause. People criticize you for no clear reason, reject you without explanation, treat you with suspicion, or try to belittle who you are. This happens because the spiritual mark you carry unsettles those disconnected from God. The light within you exposes the shadows others try to hide. Just as it happened with the prophets, disciples, and many God raised up, persecution comes not from error, but from purpose. It's confirmation that your spirit carries something valuable. The resistance you face is proportional to the impact your presence has in the unseen realm. Persecution is not proof of weakness. It's proof of identity. Often, you don't even understand the source of these attacks. People watch you strangely, spread false stories, push you out of places, or show you unjustified dislike. This happens because the spiritual world recognizes you long before people do. There's a light over the chosen that disturbs those who resist change. And yet, even surrounded by opposition, you remain firm. You don't shatter, you don't give up, and you don't lose direction. God protects you in silence, strengthens you in battles, sustains you in pain, and honors you at the right time. Persecution is simply evidence that you are walking the path heaven has set. If attacks arise for no apparent reason, it's because you carry purpose. The chosen one isn't persecuted for doing wrong. They're persecuted for doing right. And that truth has followed you from the beginning. Each of these signs reveals that God has always been guiding your journey, even when you didn't understand the path. You are not ordinary, random, or merely someone drifting through life. You are chosen, set apart, and prepared for something far greater than you imagine. And now that you recognize these signs, you can walk with clarity, purpose, and spiritual awareness of what you carry. Before you leave, comment below which of these signs spoke the most to your heart. I truly want to know what your spirit recognized.